Can you imagine where the world you can order your favorite meal in a bustling foreign restaurant or cafe? The waiter smile at you warmer than the croissant in your hand. You haggle over a hand over rug in a foreign marketplace. Your newfound foreign languages bringing the understanding into your eyes. You delve into the ancient texts, unlocking the secrets of the lost civilization with your grasp of their forgotten tongue. This nowadays, current globalization needs more communication with outsiders, especially in the social media era. This is not just a world of the travel brochures or in the fantasy novels. It's a reality that awaits students who embrace the power of the foreign languages. And yet, in many schools or local universities, language learning remains as the optional side dish rather than the main course on the educational menu. As an ex-student itself, I think it is important to learn the foreign language in a manner to adapt with the current situations that keeps challenging over time. Foreign languages is necessary to give the student opportunities to achieve the good future, and school is where we begin. Now let's take a look of how foreign languages is absolute need in the modern era that needs to be practiced since schools. Studies suggest starting foreign language in childhood around 5 to 7 years old leads to faster and more natural acquisitions. Majority of the schools did not add this subject into the curriculums. This coincides with the critical period for language development, where the brain is primed for absorbing new linguistic structures. Now we look at the needs to the for adding the foreign language into the subject in schools. First, we have the resource constraints, where we can conclude from the budget. When we talk about the budget is need for the hiring for qualified teachers, purchasing curriculum materials, and providing technologies for language learning can be more expensive. Schools with limited budgets may struggle to allocate the necessary resources for a new programs. Second is for the teacher availability. To finding the qualified foreign language teachers, especially for the less common languages, can be very difficult. Schools may need to offer competitive salaries and benefits to attract and retain the qualified educators. Next, we talk about the accommodation in schools or in the classroom. Accommodating the additional classes in an already packed schedules can be challenging, especially if the schools has limited classroom spaces. Next, when we talk about the foreign languages, it also has its logistical hurdles. When we adding the subjects into the curricula, it can be schedule conflicts where fitting the new languages class into the existing curriculums without disrupting other essential subjects can be a logistically challenged, especially for younger students with shorter attention spans. In order for the testing, in some regions, standardized tests focus on core subjects like math and English. Schools may be hesitant to add a new language program if it could potentially impact student performance on these tests. Lastly, we have the administrative approval, where we can conclude that convincing the school administrators and boards of education of the value of a new language program can be very challenging. They may require data and evidence to support the potential benefits before approving the initiative of the foreign languages. So, what school can do to require all the students to learn the foreign languages? First, we need the assessment and feasibility of studies. We need to identify the needs and conduct a survey or focus group discussions with students, parents, teachers, and administrators to gauge the interest in adding new languages and determine which language will be most beneficial. Considering the factors like student demographics, community needs, future career opportunities, and existing language programs in the districts. Second, if we need to the funding, we will apply for the funding from the government agencies, private foundation, or community organization to support the program financially. Second, we need to hire a professional instructor or conduct an online studies. With this integrated learning, it will develop innovative curriculum modules that combine language learning with other subjects like history, geography, or science, or even mathematics, reducing the pressure on individual subject schedules. A qualified instructor in foreign languages may help your students to improve their vocabulary, perfect their pronunciations, and retain what they have learned. Games, music, and flashcards are a few examples of tools. Moreover, a tutor may assist in creating an action plan and providing the drive for regular practices. Regular practices will enable your pupil to assimilate and apply new terminology to its fullest. Your student may feel less anxious and more confident after working with a tutor. Changing language will not make your change your mother tongue language, but also it has his advantages. Imagine what in the world will happen if students learn about the foreign language. First, it will build their soft skill improvise. According to the International Journal of Bilingualism, bilingual youngsters were significantly more successful than non-bilingual children at solving problems. The researchers came from Scotland and Italy, and the science underlying the data makes a lot of sense despite the fact that this correlation may seem odd. This will improve their soft skill as well. Second, learning a second language requires the brain to create new connections between concepts and add fresh patterns to previously existing neural pathways. The brain languages centers become more flexible as a result. The language center adaptability and this leakage result in a more active and healthier brain that is better and able to solve problems and engage in critical thought. Second point is the foreign language can increase the career opportunities with the increase in wages that made with high demands. This will give you the stability and chances to create more developments in work. According to Washington Technical Institute, not only will speaking a second language will help you obtain a new work, but it will also provide you more leverage when negotiating a better pay. It will as well improve general communication skills, a competitive job market, high demand, and more opportunities all affect an employee's pace. Now, let's take the steps towards making it happen. So, I call on you, educators, parents, and policymakers. Let's break down the walls of monolingualisms and build a future where every student is equipped to navigate the world with confidence and grace. Let's make foreign language learning not just an option, but as an essential part of every young person's educational foundations. Schools need to take further action to add value of the foreign languages as the elective curricular subjects. Together, let's unlock the potential of this younger generation, one verb conjugations, one grammatical rule, one cultural exchange at a time. The future is multilingual and our students deserve the passport to claim their rightful place in it. Kids nowadays, a crystal for our country futures. That's all from me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.